we're going to now look at a couple of questions dealing with reflections. So we're going to look at identifying a reflection and drawing the image of a shape that is reflected. The following object is reflected in the y-axis. What are the coordinates for the center of this image? In order to do this, we're going to need to know first the coordinates for the center of the object that we have. And that object is at -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and +3. So it's reflected in the y-axis, which is right here. That's my y-axis. This is basically my mirror. So if I'm going to reflect this, my object has to be exactly the same distance away from the y-axis, but on the other side. So that's going to be right here. This is going to be the center of my new circle. So my new circle is going to be roughly like this. The equation for the center, or the coordinates for the center of that circle now, are going to be 5, 3, because I'm still above the x-axis, but I'm reflected on the y-axis. So that means the options that I'm given, the answer is going to be D. The other options I have would -5, 3 would have been, is the point that I started with, right here. -5, -3, that would have been down here. And 5, -3, oh, of course, that would have been a reflection in the x-axis. And +5, -3 is right here. So that would have been a reflection in x and a reflection in y. So that would have been 2 reflections to get me where option C gives me. So I'm only reflecting once in the y-axis. So it's going to be 5, 3. Second question asks us to reflect the following quadrilateral, GHIJ, over the line given, then reflect this over the x-axis. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have a line of reflection R. The easiest point I think to get in this case would be I, the reflection of I. I right now is 2 units away from my line of reflection. So if it's being reflected over R, it's going to the image I point is going to be 2 units away as well. J is 9 units away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to have to go 9 units to the right now of my line of reflection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm right here. H is 5 units away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to have to go 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets me right here. And G is 8 units away. So that's going to bring me 5, 6, 7, 8 right to here. So I'm going to connect those dots. This is my reflection over the line R. Okay. Now what I have to do is reflect my new image over the x-axis. So my x-axis is another line of reflection right here. So I'm going to get I, we'll call this I prime, J prime, G prime, and H prime. I prime is 3 units above my x-axis, so I double prime is going to be 3 units below. J prime is 3 units above, so I'm going to end up 3 units below. G prime is 7 units above the x-axis, so I'm going to end up 7 units below. So I'm going to be right here. And H prime is also going to be 7 units below, because H prime was 7 units above. So each double prime, sorry, is 7 units below. So now once again, I grab my ruled line, and I'm going to draw that reflection by connecting my dots. And there we go. That's my reflection over the x-axis. So what we have now is an object that is reflected horizontally once and also reflected vertically once. So it's completely upside down and flipped from what it started with. So to summarize, a reflection is a mirror image of an object. And all points in the image of a reflection are equidistant from the line of reflection, but on opposite sides of that line of reflection. So all my points were the same distance away from my line of reflection, but on the other side of it from my original object.